Ashley on Gearz.
Wednesday hump day afternoon and looking gorgeous as ever. It's the one and only Dorothy Black all the way from Karpenstaden. Hello, Dottie.
Hi.
Are you well?
I'm fine. Can we do video this time?
You looking
Hello,
so
Dottie.
fresh.
I got a faster line. Thank you, Telcom.
Well done. Now listen, Dottie, there's one thing. We're trying to get into your webpage and something comes up, Netology.
Netology? What's
I don't know. We can't get onto your Dotzpot.net.
Okay, wait, I'm
Strange.
checking.
Yeah, we don't understand. Anyway.
No, I can see it.
Yeah, I know.
The
The Dotzpot.net.
The Dotzpot.net.
Gives
It's
me
coming up fine.
Netology user portal. Anyway, we'll figure that one out over here. Because we
Okay.
believe you had a bit of a rant and rave on, you were a bit angry on, Maz was telling us. You were a bit angry about something you wrote.
What? Where? Writing angry. Oh, what? The column?
Yes, the column.
Oh, the Woman 24 column.
Yes.
Is that the one? I wasn't angry. Well, I think everybody should be angry about it, actually.
All right, okay. Well, we've got to read it. Maz will figure it out. She will jippo the system so we don't have to go through Netology.
Netology. Yeah, just go to Woman 24 or News 24.
All
somewhere
right,
from there.
awesome. Okay. Dot, the first one, we got two questions here for you. But the first one, it says, sex columnists may be perceived as being promiscuous or nymphomaniacal. Is there any truth in this? And does it matter to you, Dottie? Oh, Ian says hello, by the way. You owe him a reading.
A reading? I'm going to ignore that for now. No, sex columnists are not nymphomaniacs. Being a nymphomaniac is actually called sex addiction, which is not a good thing and is a pathology of sorts. Do we have more sex? No, we don't have more sex than anybody else. I know a lot of other sex writers talk about the same thing. I think a lot of us end up having less sex than a lot of other people because you become discerning about who you want to sleep with.
Oh.
I know some sex writers actually put themselves into positions to have weird sex so that they can have those experiences that they can write about, but I'm not one of those.
But you see, now that everyone knows who you are, Dottie, men must be petrified because you must probably, grade them.
Well, I'm actually sleeping with a guy now who's really excited about being written about. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What a narcissistic little gimp.
Fuck, I don't care. We're going to do very interesting things. So.
All right, Dottie. Well, there we go. That's the first one. This one is bizarre. It says, "Hi, Dot. I've been in a relationship with this amazing guy for more than 4 years now until recently. I lied about the amount of guys I've been intimate with. And the other day he asked me in a general conversation. I decided to tell him the truth, and here I am, single, and I've lost his trust completely because I lied to him. He says I do not know what because I lied to him. I do not know what to do. How do I win his trust back?"
It's actually quite funny because I put this question out to Twitter and so many people had really interesting things to say. So I'm actually quite interested as to why someone would actually dump you after 4 years. 4 years is a long time to be in a relationship. And over those 4 years, I'd imagine that you've actually built his trust up and that you haven't lied about other things, because this makes me wonder if this isn't like a last straw that broke the camel's back scenario. Because I can't imagine why someone would be such a dick. Because if there is no other reason, if this just came out of the blue and he dumped you because of that, he's being a dick. Who you slept with has no bearing on your relationship, and certainly not after 4 years. I don't even know why people ask those questions. How many people you slept with means nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
Why
what
would
you're
it
doing with your vagina now over the past 4 years, that matters.
Why would it come up after 4 years? That's what I'm concerned about.
Yeah, and also, when somebody feels, I think people lie about their numbers because we are such a judgmental society, especially on women. So I think women are often quite particular to keep their numbers secret or down or lie about them because they're worried that people will judge them for it as being promiscuous.
Yeah, so what advice do you give to her? I mean, my personal opinion.
I wouldn't worry about getting back to him.
Exactly, I would say you're a twat.
I would let this go. It hurts and everything, but if the person you love, if the man that you've been with and sharing your life for 4 years is going to dump you over this, and not ask Not say you lied to me, that's why I'm dumping you, and not take over 4 years of your relationship into account, and not ask actually, why did you feel you need to lie? I love you. I want to figure this out. What can we do to build our trust? Why was that something that needed to come between us or come between our honesty? This man isn't interested in a relationship with you. He's not interested in finding out about you and finding out how to make it work. If he's going to dump you after this, he is worthwhile saying goodbye to him.
Yeah, move along swiftly.
That's crap. I think I tell a lot of people that if someone asks you what your numbers are, the best response to that is, why do you want to know? Why do you want to know how many people I've slept with? What does it matter? First tell me what the reasons are.
Men's insecurities.
Well, I think women's as well. I think a lot of people want to know how they sort of add up, how they measure up. I think a more important question is do you practice safe sex? It doesn't matter if you've slept with 3 people or 30. The fact is, if you've slept with 3 of them and practiced, risky, unsafe sex with them, I would rather have someone sleeping with 30 people and practicing safe sex than 3 people and not safe sex.
No, very good point.
So that's a bigger question. So, why is he so hung up about this? Is this a case of the straw broke the camel's back? It sounds like there's something else going on here. And you either want to engage a minute and find out and go into the effort, or you just want to let it go.
All right. Now, Dottie, good answer. Thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
Now, listen, I don't know what was your blog about on Women 24?
My column on Women 24 was about the difference between rape and sex.
Okay.
So I actually I wasn't going to write about the whole rape thing. I think enough people are saying what they need to say about it in abortion. But there's still lots of victim blaming happening, lots of slut shaming. And I think it's because people still confuse where sex and sexuality comes into rape, because people still think that women are responsible for how their rapists behave. So we are responsible for how we dress and how our rapist responds to that, as if how we dress and where we go and what we do is actually going to influence whether we get raped or not. Rape is a violent crime. You can look like anything and still be raped.
Yeah.
You can be anywhere and still be raped.
No, exactly.
In your house, walking down the road.
Well, listen, I'm glad the column is about that, because I'll go and find the column and retweet it as well, because I was going to actually ask you about, everyone has really gone pretty
this
crazy
really,
over this.
Like there haven't been other
rapes.
It's
exactly.
This one really kind of, and I think because it was so violent.
It's horrific. Horrific. It's just horrific that this can actually happen.
But I think the most important part for me of the column was actually referencing another column, which is by a Parent 24. I think he's the editor, Scott Dunlop. And a lot of people are talking about what we can do. We must do something. We must all stand up. We must march. We must sing. We must dance. We must fucking write 5 million lines about it. And I think the 2 most useful things that have happened is that the rape courts are going to be implemented again. And then what we can do as educators, as families, as parents, as sisters, as brothers, is to start changing the way that we talk about rape with each other, and sexist jokes, rape jokes, how we teach our children how to manage that and how to talk about people of all genders and what is acceptable or not. Yeah. Because until we start changing how we speak and how we view sex and rape, that sort of thing, it's just going to continue. We need to start doing. Am I making sense?
No, listen, I agree. I must say, there's one thing I want to add, because I find it very distressing when I read on social media, whether it be on a Facebook or a Twitter or something like that, and somebody will sit there and say, "Oh, I'm going to rape the gym tonight," or "I'm going to." People.
Yes.
It is the most vulgar. It is the most vulgar, insensitive, hardcore word that somebody should use, and I would urge people to refrain from using that word unless it's in an educational context or about a specific story.
Correct. The other thing is, it's so gay. Doing this is so gay. Really?
Yeah. Grow up.
Grow up. Take responsibility for what you're saying, for how you're speaking, because that informs our culture and that creates a culture of how we actually respond to people.
There we go. Dottie, a heavy one today, but a very good one today. A necessary one. Listen, we'll eventually find out how to get onto your webpage. But I'm
actually concerned about that. I'm going to, because I can see it. It's up. It's working.
Yeah, Maz can see it. Maybe it's my computer. I don't know.
Well, the column isn't up on my site.
No, it'll be on Women 24.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go and check it out. Dottie, it's great to speak to you again. Sorry we haven't seen you for the last couple of weeks, but you are our bestest.
Oh, my darling.
Have a beautiful day.
Love you. Ciao.
Bye. Bye.
At the next intersection, turn on
Gearz with Sasha Martinengo.
weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time.